All righty.
Well, now we are going to have our open celebration, and Laura Merlando is going to do the presentation for that. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. That was awesome. Super excited to learn from you. And I definitely agree with everything that was shared. So sharing my screen. Why is it sharing the right screen? Hold on a second. There we go. All right. So yes, March is not just for March Madness. March is not just for all of the three-leaf clovers and things over the rainbow, but March is actually a celebration of Open's founding month. And so we were chartered in March. I'm not going to say the year. I'm trying not to make sure that I don't do that because this is going to be some fun. And so what we thought would be kind of fun is to share you guys a little bit of her story, which is in keeping with the theme for ABWA this year, which is discover your story in ABWA. So I'm going to share a little bit about how we were founded, and feel free if you have questions to stop or interact in chat. I'll be more than happy to answer the questions for you. Because one of the things that I have found is it's always helpful to know where you've come from so that you know, especially for those of you that are guests or those of you that are new members, this is what you've gotten into. This is the legacy that you are now a part of and continuing on. And it's so interesting that I would be asked to do this because in school, history was the course that I never really liked because I couldn't understand what the purpose is. And it wasn't until I really joined ABWA that I recognized the absolute importance of history and knowing where you came from so you can know where to go and how to grow. So we were actually founded post-World War II. The American Businesswomen's Association, or ABWA, was founded by Hillary Bufton Jr. He founded this with 3 other businesswomen, and you can see the founding businesswomen there. They were the actual first association members. But Hillary and 3 businesswomen in Kansas City decided to start ABWA to help women grow personally and professionally. And the real reason was because right after World War II, all the boys come home from the war, the women that were in the taking care of the jobs, doing the factory jobs that the boys couldn't do because they were at war. A lot of the women really liked having professional careers, but they did not have the support system. They didn't have the tools, resources to continue working outside of the home. And that's what Hillary Bufton and these women here decided to do, is found ABWA to help women grow personally and professionally. And that was done in 1949. Now, do you know what year did Open form? Feel free to unmute and just chime in, or if someone's live, what year did Open form?
1949. Open? Oh.
Open.
Don't mind the now. It was
2012.
Hey, good guess. Thank you, Anthony.
It was, hold on, what is this year? 2007.
Great guess. Going once, going twice. The correct year is 2004. So ABWA was founded in 1949. And you join the National Association, and then there's leagues all across the country. Open, the Outlook Positive Express Network, was formed in 2004. Here's one of our formation meetings that we had when we were just getting kicked off in 2004. Our formation chair was Kay Self. Kay was a bank vice president, and she is now retired in Hawaii. So she is the grandmother of Open and who we owe our entire organization to. And we do have ABWA in Hawaii, so I think we need to go have like a Open retreat in Hawaii and visit our ABWA members and say hi to Kay. That's what I think we need to do. So
all
just
right,
saying.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so
1, 2, 3.
I think I'm going to go ahead and There we are. All right. So we had a lot of support. When you're in formation, you actually have people that have to sponsor you. And so early on, I had joined ABWA. I was a brand new member when I became the president, and then I moved and I got turned on to open. And I didn't even know what the acronym was. I kept getting it backwards. AW, what does it stand for? AWA? No, wait, is it ABWA? I didn't even know what was going on. So in this formation time period, I was still figuring things out. So if you're a new member or you're a guest and you're just overwhelmed by some of the acronyms, you're not alone. It took me almost 6 years to start to feel comfortable with it. But we were so blessed that we had Sherry Perrick and Merlene Knott. They were our formation sponsors from Happen, the Houston area Professional Express Network. Though Sherry is no longer with us, Merlene is still an avid supporter of all things that we do here in Open. And you can see in the top right corner, one of the first images of our formation meetings that we had. And then you can see in the bottom right corner, you see Janice Curry, who is one of our formation team members and has been an active supporter of Open from the get-go. These are pictures of our formation team. So when you are starting a new league, you have a formation team. So you see Kay, I was the formation co-chair. We have Nancy Pressel, VP of Administration, Carmen Walker, VP of Marketing, Janice Curry was our VP of Membership, Sue Yu was our VP of Programming, Heather Sheehan was our VP of Online Media, and Barbara Doyle was our VP of Finance. Yes, Kelly, Sherry has been a huge supporter. And her legacy still lives on. Her daughter still cheers everyone on and supports her on. Once we chartered, so you form, and once you meet the requirements to charter, then you have your executive team. And so the below picture is our very first executive team once we had chartered. I was your very first president. Sue Yu was the VP of Communications. VP of Finance, Sue Yu is our president-elect. VP of Communications was a shared role between Amara Bordeaux and Deborah Caston. VP of Finance was Barbara Doyle. VP of Online Media was Christine Mendoza. VP of Marketing was Dawn Chrysler. VP of Hospitality was Annette Statz. VP of Programs was Audrey Falk. And VP of Membership was Carmen Walker. Some of these names may sound familiar to some of you, and some of you are going, who are some of these people? But they're still connected to us, which is amazing. I'm connected to all of these people still. Now, I told you when we formed. So what year did we charter? Who's got guesses on what year we chartered? So we formed in 2004. So when did we officially charter as an official league of the American Business Women's Association?
Is it 2006?
2006. Great guess, Rebecca. Who else?
2005.
2005. Anthony. Kella's got 2005 in chat. Anybody else?
Same year, 2004.
2004. The correct answer is 2005. March 21st, to be exact, is our official charter date. Here is our newsletter. This was the Positively Open newsletter. And what you're seeing, which of course everyone can read, is this signed document right here. See all this document right here with all the signatures? That's the official charter of our league. And you can see the formation team here and everyone's name who signed the charter as our actual charter members who helped us become an official league of the American Business Women's Association. You cannot be recognized on the website until you charter. And so at this point, March 21st, 2005, this is when we officially chartered. And yes, that is your birthday, Mary. So we will always be able to celebrate your birthday and Open. So that's super awesome. Woohoo! Now, one of the things I'm most proud of with Open are all the firsts. So Open was the first express network in the Dallas Metroplex. There are two different types of leagues. There's a chapter and there's an express network. At the time, the Express Network was a brand new concept. We were the very first ones. And Kay felt that this is something that we really needed, which is why she formed our league. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of go through some of the firsts that we had. So here's a first that's pretty amazing. The picture on the left. This is how you used to register for our meetings. You would fill this out and mail it in, or fax it, or mail your check. That is how you registered for Open. We were the very first league in Dallas. And at the time, there were several leagues in Dallas, but we were the very first league to accept credit cards. and have an online credit card way for you to sign up for the meetings. It was just like, it was so shocking. People, it broke everyone's brain when we suggested how to do this. It was just one of those things. But yeah, we were the first ones to do that. And now we have how you can just sign up very quickly and see fabulous speakers like Mary, like we did tonight. We were the first, we had the first male member, which was Jeff Crilly. He was a former reporter journalist at KDFW TV, a local radio station. He actually has a PR media company that's been going strong ever since. But he was our first male member in January of 2005. So right as we were really still in formation and kicking off, Jeff is one of the charter members, or was one of the charter members. April 2005. The Positively Open newsletter wins the newsletter competition at Spring Conference. Back in the day, they would do competitions, and our editor, Barbara Doyle, who was very proud and worked very hard on our newsletters, she got us our very first newsletter win, but it wasn't our first. We won several newsletter competitions throughout the time that they were doing competitions. They're not doing them anymore, but we definitely were, this was our first one that we were able to do. And you can see that we had an afternoon at the Women's Museum, someone who we partnered with. We were one of the first people to partner with the Women's Museum here in the Metroplex when the museum was going strong. November of 2005, we were one of the host networks for the National Women's Leadership Conference in Grapevine, Texas. The National Women's Leadership Conference is our signature conference. It's an annual event that is done at ABWA. And this year in 2005, it was in Grapevine. So at the time, they don't do that anymore, but at the time they would ask for hostess leagues, and we were a hostess league for this conference. Spring 2006, Open's very first Woman of the Year was Barbara Doyle, who is unfortunately no longer with us either, but Barbara will forever be with us. Another one of Open's first is we sponsored the next round of Express Networks. So August 06, we sponsored the Texas Vineyards Express Network. So just like the Houston area Express Network sponsored us, we started sponsoring other Express Networks in the area that were trying to launch and get started. In 2010, we participated in the ABWA awards program, the Top 10 recognition program. And we were very fortunate that our own Lori Birch, not only did we submit her, and the way is you nominate people to be recognized, and of all the hundreds and hundreds of applications, they look, and a independent panel of 3 judges in Kansas City will select the 10 that will be the ABWA top 10. And from those 10, 1 is selected as the American Businesswoman of the Year. And our Lori Birch made it to the top 10. And so you are known in ABWA as a forever 10. And so Open, only with less than 5, which is 5 years of being in, already had a recognized top 10. 2016, we selected our very first Man of the Year. It was shocking, and Christian's first response when we told him he had been selected as Man of the Year, he says, "Oh, I don't want to take anything away from the Woman of the Year." He thought we were not honoring a Woman of the Year and doing a Man of the Year instead. And we're like, no, we're doing an additional award. But that was very typical. So we were very excited that we had our first Man of the Year. And in 2017, we were the first league to have our good guy Mamber escort us on stage, which is Mr. Anthony Wright, who was our second Man of the Year, and who has always been a gracious supporter of Open and making sure that he's just an active member and supporting women. So we definitely appreciate Anthony and everything that he's done. Another one of our first is we are, this is the 2013-2014 National Board. In addition to the local leadership opportunities that you do have national leadership opportunities. And we can't officially say this, but we haven't been able to find it disputed, nor our executive director, Renee, she thinks this is true as well. But we believe we're the first league to have 2 members serve on the national board at the same time. We're not the first league to have 2 members run for the board, but we are the first ones that we believe that actually served on the board. Lori Birch was president, that's her in the front, and I was the District 2 vice president that year. but our leadership legacy continues. We have had Rebecca Dollinger as our 2018-2019 District 2 Vice President, and our very own Kella Price is our current District 2 Vice President and candidate for National Vice President. We're so excited about that. And notice that I have space to add more titles for Kella. And notice that there's space to the right side of Kella. Who's next? Who's the next leader that's going to lead the legacy of open and is going to step up and grow in this position? There's room for everybody. This is not a piece of pie where there are only so many slices. It's unlimited. It's absolutely limitless. And so hopefully you can see yourself there with all of us cheering you on. So what's your story in ABWA Open? What first are you going to experience and you're going to allow us to help you experience? Think about what you need in the next 3 to 6 months that's going to be a game changer for you, and share it with everyone around your table if you're there in person, or share it here in chat, because I guarantee you there is an opportunity for you to learn that thing. Doesn't matter who you are or even if you know how it's going to happen. This is a safe place to learn and grow, and it has by far been that for me. So thank you for celebrating all of our years and for our anniversary and our birthday month. So happy birthday to Open. And if you have any other questions, I'm here to help you make the most of your membership. Thanks, everyone.